Okay, welcome. This is a video about my 5 favorite and least favorite NFL teams. NFL football is something that really takes up a lot of my life well, not a lot of my life, just it's a lot of what's on my mind from August to February. Pretty much half the year, football is, it's something that I really concentrate on. So obviously I have my favorite and my least favorite. So let's go ahead and get it started. With my 5th least favorite team. I'm gonna be going 5th least favorite, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st least favorite, and then I'm gonna do my 5 favorite teams so that way I can end on a light note. But with that said, my 5th least favorite team. The New York Jets. Okay, the New York Jets have pretty much been crap since they lost Joe Namath. There's not a lot I can really say for the Jets, other than they need to fire Mark Sanchez, and they're gonna drag him down. I really can't say much else for the Jets. I mean, right now, they're complete crap, so, yeah, that's really all I can say for them right now, is they're complete crap. They're going to be complete crap for at least the next 10 years. So, yeah. My 4th least favorite team, the Indianapolis Colts. I used to hate the Colts, but I've seen that change. And for those of you Colts fans out there who are whining, for those of you Colts fans out there who are whining, that's why I don't like the Colts, because their fans are snobs, and if you don't like the Colts, you suck. That's their mindset. You know, they think the Colts are gonna go 16-0 every year. It's not gonna happen, okay? You might go 12-4. In fact, I think the Colts are going to go 12-4 next year. I'm actually starting to like them since they lost Peyton Manning, and, the fans are getting less snobby. Andrew Luck is a good quarterback, and a lot of people underestimated him in his first season, and people are going to underestimate him again. So, I think they're going 12-4 next year, but that's another video that I'll probably be doing either today or tomorrow. My 3rd least favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think anybody really likes the Steelers. Yeah. So, actually, my hatred for the Steelers, well, not really a hatred, I just plain don't like them. It goes back a long time. I mean, the reason that they're 3rd worst now is because of Ben Roethlisberger. I really don't like him. He's an overrated quarterback. He's good, but people put him as if he's the best quarterback in the league, and by no means is he the best quarterback in the league. The Steelers are no longer a Super Bowl team, but my hatred for them really goes back to a time when they were. Back to a time when the Steelers were probably the best team ever. The year is 1980, the AFC Championship, the Houston Oilers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, quarterback Pastorini throws a pass to wide receiver Mike Renfro. Mike Renfro catches the ball in bounds, but barely in bounds. The call was he did catch the ball in bounds, but he didn't have complete control of it until he was out of bounds. Go back and watch the footage. He had control of it before he went out of bounds, and he was in the end zone. That would have counted as a touchdown if the officials had made the right call. And that's why I don't like the Steelers. In fact, because of that, the Steelers are my dad's least favorite team, along with the Atlanta Falcons, which is something that me and him starkly disagree on. The number 2 team, my 2nd worst, this is where I start hating teams. The Baltimore Ravens. Okay, Ray Lewis leaving. I might not hate the Ravens as much, but I still hate them. There's three main players. That's why. There's three main players that make me hate the Ravens. Ray Lewis, Joe Flacco, and I can't even think of his name. The wide receiver. All of them are overrated, okay? Ray Lewis is not the player that he used to be. I think he pretty much said that when he retired. He's not the player he used to be. They're going to do bad because they don't have him as an emotional leader on the field, okay? Joe Flacco. Other than this year, he's pretty much sucked. I mean, the Ravens, they really don't have a chance this season. I mean, pretty much all the players that I've mentioned, they're overrated. And that's why I don't like the Ravens, because in general, they're just an overrated team. I don't care if they won the Super Bowl. They didn't deserve to win it. I didn't think they would win it, but if that holding call would have been made right, the 49ers would have won that game. And my least favorite team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars suck, okay? They're going to be the laughingstock of the AFC South for a long time to come. Everybody thinks, oh, next season they're going to be a wild card contender. Bullcrap. Mauricio Jones-Drew is probably going to leave the team. He's the only good player on that team. Mauricio Jones-Drew is going to leave the team sometime in the next couple of years, meaning they're going to be worse. They could even contend for one of the worst teams of all time if they do lose Mauricio Jones-Drew, because he's the only one on that team that does any freaking work. Another thing is, my favorite team, Jacksonville, and my favorite team have absolutely no love for each other whatsoever. So, yeah. Now on to my fifth favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. I love this team because Drew Brees, he's a better quarterback than everybody thinks he is. I mean, yeah, he had one bad season, but I think the Saints are going to pull off a winning season next year, possibly a wild card season. I think Atlanta's going to dominate the NFC South for a while, but I think the Saints are going to bounce back after about 4 or 5 years. My fourth favorite team, the Tennessee Titans. Now, this is another reason that I don't like the Jacksonville Jaguars, because they're rivals with the Titans, they're rivals with my favorite team, and now that I have the Titans here, you probably know what my favorite team is. Another thing is, my favorite favorite sports team ever is the Houston Oilers. So the Tennessee Titans, they used to be the Oilers, so I'm kind of obligated to like them. You know, so yeah, another thing is people underestimate Jake Locker. Jake Locker is a good quarterback. I mean, with another year under his belt, they'll have a winning season, if not a wild card season. I mean, you got to think about it. Jake Locker is a good quarterback. It's just that they don't give him much of a chance. They need to draft some other good players, too. I mean, you know, they got the running back. They got one receiver, I think. I think they got one good receiver. But they need to draft another receiver, and they need to draft a couple of good defensive players. But if they do that, they'll be set to go for possibly a wild card season. But I think Houston is going to dominate the AFC South for a few years to come. My third favorite team, the New England Patriots. Okay, the Patriots, they are an excellent team. They're built to pass. I mean, Tom Brady is a wonderful quarterback, and when Brady leaves, the Patriots are really going to suffer. But until he leaves, they're going to be going to the playoffs every year until he leaves the team. When he leaves the team, they're going to have their first losing season. In about, I mean, think about it. Tom Brady really has to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time. One of the best, not the best, but one of the best, because, I mean, they have been to, 5 Super Bowls just since Tom Brady joined the team? I mean, come on. Tom Brady has taken them to the majority of their Super Bowls. I mean, 5? One quarterback taking them to 5 Super Bowls. That is an amazing feat. But I think that when Tom Brady leaves, we're going to see the Dolphins take over the AFC East. My second favorite team, a lot of people call me crazy for this one, but yeah, Arizona Cardinals. They need a quarterback. That's one thing. Another thing is they need to draft some good defensive players, possibly a running back. But with Larry Fitzgerald, they just need a good passing quarterback, and they'd be set to go. I mean, people don't really give the Cardinals a fair chance. But, well, if they can draft a good quarterback, and they can draft a couple of good defensive players and a running back, I think they'll be set to go for next season, and I think that's what they're going to be concentrating on in the draft, is quarterbacks, defensive players, and running backs. I mean, quarterback first and foremost, defensive players secondly, and then concentrate on running backs, because really, they could do good with Larry Fitzgerald for a long time. Or not a long time exactly, but until Larry Fitzgerald leaves, if they can get a good quarterback that'll run the course with Larry Fitzgerald, then they'll be set to go for next season. And my number one favorite team of all time, no, I'm not a bandwagon jumper with this team. I've always liked them, even when just 5 years ago they were going 6-10, 5-11. A team that has recently made a rise, and I'm real happy for them, because obviously I'm happy for them because they're my favorite team. But yeah, coming in at number 1, the Houston Texans. Now, why am I a Houston Texans fan, you might ask, even when they sucked? Well, the first thing is, it's where I'm from. I mean, I'm from Texas. And Houston just appeals to me a lot more than Dallas does. But I mean, Houston really, Houston, one thing people don't pay attention to is that Houston has always had a good offense. I mean, when they first started out, they had Vince Young, and then they got Andre Johnson. Then they got quarterback Matt Schaub, who used to have a lot more luster than he does now. I mean, he's sort of lost his luster. I could see that a lot in the past season with the 2 games they had against the Patriots, especially the one in the playoffs. I mean, they may not have lost as bad to the Patriots in the playoffs, but I could see Matt Schaub has really lost his luster. But running back Arian Foster is what really holds this team together. Arian Foster is an underestimated running back. I mean, I'd say he is the best in the league right now. But, well, Houston Texans, a couple of years ago, they drafted J.J. Watt. That's when I knew they would start having a good season. Or they would start having good seasons. Because they had, I mean, NFL actually rated the Houston Texans on their last losing. Shut up. Sorry about the interruption there. Anyway, really, Houston has always had a good offense. I mean, the NFL rated them with the second best offense back in their 2010-2011 season, but they also had the second worst defense. So, yeah. Well, I think the time's just about up, so yeah, I'm gonna cut it here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. Dislike if you want to, because I know some of you are probably mad about the Indianapolis Colts or the Pittsburgh Steelers. Boo-hoo. Okay, so yeah. Mr. Game Musician, and goodbye.